Israel, Reuters is also.
So, grum. Kamay tkhonu. I know. Anyway, yeah, it's very bad news, guys. Very bad news. Very bad news. بيننا خنجمرو كمان تاش مغيرنا كل شعبتي تطوت كابتي ماركت بزح خاطري. Let's go with this video first.
I want to read this in full here. He says, following the state of Israel's preemptive strike against Iran, a missile and drone attack against the state of Israel and its civilian population is expected in the immediate future. Two important parts to that sentence there. First, the defense minister is acknowledging that Israel has carried out what he calls a preemptive strike against Iran. This is what we've been looking for over the course of the past days, and frankly, something the U.S. has been tracking.
All right. قدمنا ناباني وسكن متحوات كم ستريق وزر لهم إسرائيل أبلع إيران متقعتي جرا هجي صوتي متقعتي جرا تزلا very بزي عندي بقى قنص أنا حدا بتتقريني هتصحف كله جساس أنا قرأتها very bad متقعتي جرا تزلا okay thank you هجي بزي الله من فريز أرمني okay يا متقعتي جرات زلا قدمنا نابو نرأمو دحرو اتي انتا ازمسل كنرينا حوات most probably market is way big بتاع حماق دروب جيرلو market ازي حماق قالو يس انتا ايت متقعت قند متقعتي اسرائيل كابت مالي بوست نقبر نيرانا حبشة education تاريخ تمالي لو معانتين ترامب لو معانت متقعتاون جيرو نايم انتا ايلو it's a middle east بتاعمي زي هيج زخونه نجار كمات يخلو لو ما عندي بزح متنقطها غيره تمالون اي most probably إيران إسرائيل كتهار ما تخيل يا زبل post غيرنا نيرنا then إسرائيل هيج انتا غيرهم لو ما عندي قدمي متقعة تحسب سلازلا قدمي قدم متقعة خنتقعة لنا لهم متقعة غيرهم قالو ابتناي nuclear facility زبل most probably نتناي nuclear facility yes most probably نتناي nuclear facility هاريماتو دا هرمتون بزح صبصاب يلنا وينا هري حوات قدمي كتتقع سلاز حسبت كنتقع لنا that's very much الساعه تاخذ حزوا الدليا ግን overall اتا متقع تريوا لهم زيا ابناي حاره building يو هاريم زلو so far
پادگان قلمرغیه اینجا
so كما تقعتن الساعة بنصر كندي يخون درون يخيدو كالو بزح additional damage fires like this okay very is هيج زكايد زي رايو okay هبتري وقت له تصفاي قبر am I in live yes
سوسیو هفت دقیقه ورودی ساعت الان 3:37 دقیقه ورودی فرحزاده پایین یه ساختمون مسکونی زده شده ساعت الان 3:37 دقیقه ورودی فرحزاده پایین یه ساختمون مسکونی زده شده ساعت الان 3:37 دقیقه
تسعوار هذا apartment building يتقاتل زلو maybe up Tehran مالتي ورئيس ختمنا إيران منالبات اتنابتي nuclear facilities حسبو I couldn't look the 4 minutes ago the high rise apartment building semi partially collapsed in the Iranian capital of Tehran so how like look حوات كمي big damage فتير له لايبو my goodness Okay. All right. Okay. What else news? Talina Mahankade. إذا apartment زيها بملا collapse كنا زلا ذات كاتل زلا look that look at 20 minutes, the home of the top politician. Okay. Right. So عنتبو Trump Middle East بزح نجار كمزة كم زخيل عنتبو بزح تزاري بيو Trump هجي كابينت ناي SA ميتين علو plus كابينت ناي إسرائيل ميتين علو plus إسرائيل emergency declare كم زجبرت emergency خمس أوعد مخنياتو إيران قبل ملسي كتسدد خيل دو أنت أخ سدد هب كبر زجبله خون يبلو أنت سفان قبل okay. Series 6 برحقون look this
اینجا زدن اینجا هم زدن این لویزانم زدن پشتم زدن پشت لویزانم زدن اینجا زدن اینجا هم زدن این لویزانم زدن پشتم زدن پشت لویزانم زدن اینجا زدن
yeah so yeah Kabina BET night drone we can protect commercial flights headed to Tel Aviv have begun to turn around so not Tel Aviv زخران برا commercial flight not yeah يملسها خمزلوانا Mediterranean Sea so زي warning توهيبنا هنا حوات warning درجة تمالن لو ما عنتن ملو ما عالت warning توهيبي تمالي ترامب خزارة وعلو that's why stock market drop جيرو تمالي إن لو ما عنتون big drop نتقبره VIX بسم كزيو warning كبو علم كل تفتيني يو well nothing we can do so let's go to some send me some sites abzi guys what if there is any very good okay all right let me go انتاي قبر ملسي حزوا sorry قبر ملسي كتحرميا إيران كتحرميا قبل على إسرائيل نمبال قدمه
Minister Israel Katz, who says, we just got a statement from Defense Minister Israel Katz, who says, and I want to read this in full here. He says, following the state of Israel's preemptive strike against Iran.
But preemptive مالت حوات preemptive حسيبة أزلا نعنا كتهرمانا نسرائيل كتهرم حسيبة أصلا زلا سكن هرمان لنا بس إزاي عباي ملأت حزوات دليا so كتهرم تخيليا ويون وتنجرا أسوأ ترامب وانت زاربي عن تبو تمالون ترامب تزاربي so كتهرم سلا زخونت نحنا قدمي كنهرمان لنا تمسك preemptive that's all look this word حوات
A missile and drone attack against the state of Israel and its civilian population is expected in the immediate future.
So very much missile like in right away. Iran
important parts to that sentence there. First, the defense minister is acknowledging that Israel has carried out what he calls a preemptive strike against Iran. This is what we've been looking for over the course of the past days, and frankly, something the U.S. has been tracking for several weeks now, the possibility that Israel will carry out a strike against Iran. There are some social media reports of explosions happening in Tehran. Unclear what the targets are of those. There's still a lot more information we
Well, the target is clear. Had an apartment building in big zone. I know.
Need there, but Israel's defense minister has acknowledged that they have carried out strikes against Iran. The first time in months that we have seen direct Israeli action against targets in Tehran. Again, unclear what those targets are, whether it's Iranian nuclear facilities or other targets. So we will wait to learn more about that. But following that, the defense minister has said that Homefront Command has essentially shifted the entire country into an emergency status.
So بملا إسرائيل أب emergency status I guess يا تمعقبي underground سب كأتلو مالتي مخنياتو إيران انتاي قبر ملسي أخذ قبر أحبنا something different مالتي كابسيز نبرة اللي سلسة ميتين قالين يكون درونس سد نبرة كامل لعلك خفي بلون مالتيو so انتاي أخسدد إيران so قبر ملسي خهوليو emergency status كات أو يعملوا مالتي
status and that the population here is expected to follow the instructions of Homefront Command. A short time ago, we heard sirens going off here in Jerusalem behind us. We got messages on our phone related to those sirens saying Homefront Command is putting the country on alert. And the defense minister is saying that Israel expects an imminent missile and drone attack.
Look, this Israel تتبذل missile and drone attacks coming soon. So, إذا نجرا تتبذل زخون missile كسوديوم and then drone كأخسوديوم إذا تتبذل إسرائيل كاب إيران مالتي. زخون missile and drones كسدد مخانا تتبذل خمسة حبيرهم نزمت كعتي أكايدا مزلو so far White House ويكا ترامب cabinet meeting يقبلوا so far ناي إسرائيل cabinet meeting مالت يقبلوا بزعازي قداي. already فليت أمين ربهم أبز قدم تمالن لو ما عندن زي فليت أمين ترامب خاب تمال جميل غزارة بعلو قدم سلسلة علتون مس دانيال زرورب كم زنبور ترامب خلنا نفلت نابتين وستم حفشة نكهات المالتين.
Incoming following Israel's strikes against Iran. I will also read a statement we've gotten from Israel's military, the Israel Defense Forces, that says, following the situational assessment, it was determined that as of today at 3 in the morning, immediate changes will be made to the Homefront Command guidelines. As part of the changes, it was decided to shift all areas of the countries from full activity to essential activity, and that brings with it a prohibition on educational activities, gatherings, and workplaces, except for essential sectors. So you see the immediate shift coming from the government and from the military and the defense minister in light of what they expect to be a potential large-scale response and retaliation.
أذكر بالطعمي large scale response and retaliation أحوات I don't know مالت إزي مزناي زنبرة ترامب زمالالو صنحه عرقن خغبرو لهم اتي نيكلر كتقمي بلان زي خيت صنحه بالطعمي ازي حماق زخونه ግብረ መልስ ክህሉ ይኽእል እዩ ሶ በዚ ጋጣም ተማብ እስራኤል ዘለኹም ኣሕዋት be careful ኩሉ ኩሉ ወላ ኢራን ዘለው like መሳኪን ህዝቢ ማለት እዩ it's like nobody ዝኾነ ሰብ ደል ይኮነን ኩልና ንፈልጦ ኢና so ዓብይ ዝኾነ ግብረ መልስ ክመጽእ ይኽእል እዩ missile and drones so ማዓስ I don't know ክንከይድና ድሓን US እንታይ ገብራለውን ክንሪአና ኣሕዋት
from Iran that may be incoming, at least according to the statement we're seeing here, imminently here.
But imminently, Malet, like right away, Malesi, from now on, that's it. When? We don't know. It's big. I have one. Nati missile facility. Sorry, nati nuclear facility. كهرمز حسبون نوعه هرمون كم زرع همون apartment راح نعنيهم ذلو. دان. دودي على تمسرح. So I don't know. إذا متوقع نجار كوينا مثلاً.
And of course, you have to note the timing here. The U.S. was still intending to carry out nuclear talks, a 6th round with Iran, just in the coming days here on Sunday in Oman. This is a remarkable move from Israel to essentially cut those off and carry out this series of strikes that will have reverberations across the region from this moment, from the impact of what's happening right now. We will certainly wait to see, Anderson, what more we learn about the strikes themselves, as of course we wait to see in anticipation of what happens where we are in Jerusalem and across the country here.
Or we
لك ساعة 3:15 ساعة 3 قطع من جميرهم بجرسالم إسرائيل جنا كاب إسرائيل reports قبل زلوا.
We, as you said, we have seen strikes in the past from Israel, but those were more in response to strikes from Iran. Do you know anything about? I mean, and the targeting of that seemed very precise to my memory the last time. This seems different, no?
It does, and it depends on what was targeted, and that's what we don't know yet. The last time we saw Israel strike Iran, they went after ballistic missile facilities and air defenses. The time before that was a smaller set of targets, essentially just to say, hey, these are the capabilities we have. This is what we're capable of. this potentially much bigger. What the U.S. was looking for here, frankly, what the world was looking for and concerned about, was whether Israel would make the decision to strike Iran's nuclear facilities. There were concerns here about not only what was shaping up to be the nuclear negotiations, but also the existence of the negotiations themselves. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke with President Donald Trump earlier this week. Trump told Netanyahu, scale back on the threatening rhetoric, scale back on the...
let's read my USA statement out yamallo. Let's نتايم زبل زلو بحسب كنا نم بحوات. I think so. Where is the next? Yeah, ቅድሚ 4 ሚኒት ኣውፅኦም ኣሎ so statement Secretary of State of Micro Rubin ማለት ናይ US እንታይ ኢሉ ዘሎ እዚ ሎማዓንቲ ተፈፂሙ ዘሎ ኣብ እስራኤል took unilateral ማለት action against Iran ተኻየደ we are not involved in this strike against Iran and our top priority is protecting American forces in that region so technical እንታይ እዮም ዘሎ USA ንሕና ولا حنتي أبزيها تساتفنان most probably ببعلهم إسرائيل رايز قبور ويو كرمي 4 هذا so yeah قلنا إحنا حلافنا تعلنا يعني American citizen ويكا Americans protect ويكا خلنا كلا تمالي قوة لكم لو ما عندي تمال بايزوي Trump yeah all citizens can Middle East كتوم قوهم زلهم ون بزح تزاري بيو so yeah this the report زي ولا حنتي ناي أمريكا مصنبار كم زي بقولوا ويكا sorry إذا متقعد زي ناي أمريكا مصنبار ولا حنتي يقولون أم بنتصور تقول زلوا مالتيو so like President Trump and then what the hell is in here did I do okay President Trump and okay hold on guys let me take that out. Yeah, President Trump and an administration, US administration, this seriously comes through the necessary steps, protect our forces and remain close contact with our region partners. Well, and that is a lot Trump see, yeah, even though Israel see we're protected come نقبر حزبنا يكون خالق كان نسم نحنا partner كا إسرائيل كا partner حساب زغناس مسا خمزلا أنا إزقلت زلو let me clear Iran should not target USA interests or personals. Like Trump تايلت يحفله Iran أبلعلي target na USA interests or personals كتقبر بلان something military na USA something أبصوار na USA قطاس أبزخون نجار كتقبر كم زي باللايو زقلت زلو ناس أمز بلو زلو USA Secretary Micro خميس بزلو يا حبيرنا رأي. Okay, let's back to that. Okay, قال أنت لنا news. One of the Israel strikes earlier on this Iranian capital of Tehran reportedly targeted Iran chief. Oh, Nazi general they targeted near what looked at. General Staff Major General Mahmoud Bankari, but he's not died. This is the main target Nazi near. Look this. One of the Israel strikes earlier on this Iranian capital of Tehran reportedly targeted Iran chief general. Nazi Nergan, I قتلن ولا حنتر أنا. تقدم target yes شرقر اللي خده ورتا I hope you said it my share right yeah okay so the press release ناي سريهم معهم then target نحدا نزي كم زنبر إن قليس أمنا what else we have okay let's see what's the
call for the destruction of the state of For years, the Iranian regime has called for the destruction of the state of Israel, planning and advancing concrete military plans to do so. Over the past few months, intelligence has shown that Iran is closer than ever to obtaining a nuclear weapon. This morning, the IDF began preemptive and precise strikes targeting the Iranian nuclear program in order to prevent the
well, target nuclear program نيرو أنا أبزخ خالد حالك كابتن سرور سترايك نتي جنرال دبل كاريخهم مالتيو I don't know give as a result then did they target that then what is this
Iranian regime's ability to build a nuclear bomb
oh neti building high nuclear build I know Trump is doing all this shit nuclear كله يقولون ኢራን እዚ ኩሉ ፀነሐ ዕዋት almost 6 ግዜ ሚቲን ነይሮም ኣብ ኦማርስ ሻድሻይ ግዜ ደም ላይ 7 ግዜ ሚቲን ከም ዝነበሮም ኣብ መጨረሻ እቲ ፕሮዳክቲቭ ኣይኮነን that's why ናብዚ ሰጊሮም ዘሎ ኒክለር ክትሕዝ የብላን ኢራን ኒክለር ክሰርሕ የብላን ሕጂ እቲ ታርጌት ናብ ንርኢ ብለና ኣሎ ንስማዓዮ
in the immediate time frame. We have no choice. We are operating against an imminent and existential threat. We cannot allow the Iranian regime to obtain a nuclear weapon that would be a danger to Israel and the entire world.
It's clear يحوات مالك ترامب سرحت صنحيو نوح زغبرو صنحيهم I know Trump قبض at day 1 nuclear كهلوا يبلون إيران nuclear تسرحوا زلا like تفاصيل تطوكتب بلوان نخومي نيرو كل شعب عمر زنبر ركبهم كباب 6 ግዜ 7 ግዜ ጅኻ እቲ ዝገብሮ ዘላ ኒክለር ሰርሖ ዘላ ኣስጋእና ንእስራኤልን ንዓለምን ክሳብ ዝኾነ ንዑ ንምህራም እዮም ኦራይ እሞት ሃሪምዶ ዋላ እንታይ okay let's go
world. This operation is for our right to exist here, for our future and for our children's future. The state of Israel has the right and the obligation to operate in order to protect its people and will continue to do so. The IDF conducted significant preparations for this operation. We are well prepared both in defense and offense to defend ourselves. The IDF will continue to defend the state of Israel.
Well حتى statement I رأخون I سمعكون I know to planned program نسمع لنا again okay did they say anything ولا حنتير أنا نتا apartment رأينا تشفتين مو أي نسونا يتقتلن okay let's figure out حوات أبو خلو خوني market شركة قبل كل شيء عن طايو بزي قات أمي أنا نابزي نزي نيوس نابستات كأتو زمت أنون بسنك تقطباي قطبا مصر أخو تسلا ديو كالو مصر أخو like look this by the way كابت مالي يدروب جميرو بسنك زنايز فرح مالي Tesla is down overnight almost 2.91% like 3% Tesla 309 عند حرسجرا we can see Tesla 295 صباح كاب كل التنتج عن حموشان we can see 273 Tesla مالت as of Tesla Nvidia 240 الله we can see Nvidia more like ناب 135 كنري أنا خلينا داون as كم يقصل قبل ما لسنتاي مسل مالتيو yeah Planetarius and then what Bitcoin let's go Bitcoin أحوات oh my goodness yeah feature is big drop like feature down is drop 1.43 big drop and then S&P is drop 1.60 almost all time high بس إحنا نرنا S&P feature is drop 1.82 feature now because of the water oil is up oil is up 8.36 okay you know why because oil mostly Middle East oil price high khoni yes oil is high my goodness because of what inventory all right Trump ordered return to control of the California National Guard to governor. Nah, that's not a news. Okay, oil is up. Yes, oil up comes on for sure. Yeah, USA Treasury is down. And you have to بتعمل economically فرهي. Crypto, let's see crypto. Crypto is down like 5%. 96 كنري عن خلنا crypto. We can see tomorrow 96. تسعة شلون شحكري عن خلنا. So yeah, this is how. I wish عنتبه exit كرنا at least ندخل لنا ببنا exit داي قبرنا قال مالتي تبد أوروب أين فعنا yeah okay let's back okay look this target تريقول لهم حد yes here you go this is the way it is what is this for actually let me read a little bit okay aircraft now returning away from Iran airspaces added is being closed down oh my god yeah aircraft كلهم return away وقبر على كاب Iraq airspace كله closed down كوين مالتي okay all flights have been suspended at the Imam okay international airport let's go with this anything else زي أرينا أنا عنتبه زيرينا أنا حوات تم أنا ودحيركم تعطوا تليهم من الباتمبر this is a building زي هجي damage كوين هذا apartment building مالتي high rise apartment building damage غير ما زلهم this
الان 3:37 دقیقه ورودی فرحزاده پایین یه ساختمون مسکونی زده شده ساعت الان
يا إذا أتى بيلدن هلكم دات قتلت كلها بجمرة دحرنا بتبارع السؤال هذا الله مالتي يجو بروحكم كم تأخذوا تدين تساتر أيوة سماه this is the building نزيه أمهري من الواقع. Okay, so let's see if there is any other news. We want Israel close. Oh yeah, Israel airspace close gerato, Iran airspace close gerato. مالت like من أسيا لأن كلن things of emergency comes the law and حبر زلوا fax news I think so.
You and your company.
Well, we are getting breaking news out of Iran at the moment. Explosions have been heard in the capital, Tehran. At least 6 explosions have been heard.
Oh, wow. شدشت explosion, right? شدشت جزء يوبالتي متقعت نيرو شدشت, okay.
And there were reports in US media that Israel is preparing to strike Iran. Israel has declared a state of emergency with a ban on gatherings. And we will bring you more information as it becomes available. But just a few more breaking news lines I can bring you. The Israeli defense minister has imposed a special state of emergency, as we were hearing there. That is in place immediately. Israeli radio is declaring that a state of emergency has been declared across all of Israel that will ban
state of emergency
gatherings and the suspension of studies at all institutions. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu is currently chairing an extraordinary meeting of the cabinet and the security mini cabinet. And this is in the context of rising tensions over the last few weeks between Iran and Israel. US President Donald Trump's comments recently have added to that sense of conflict as well, saying on Thursday that a strike could very well happen. These are the latest pictures from Tehran you're seeing now of those explosions. And we do have Tawhid Asadi joining us on the phone from Tehran. Tawhid, what more can you tell us about what is going on there in Tehran?
Well, it's about 3:46 local time here in Tehran, and based on what we have so far, sounds of several explosions have been heard across the capital, not necessarily at one particular point, and there are several of them. One of them was heard, and I personally heard that around 5-6 minutes ago. Another one was heard just in the heart of the capital around half an hour ago, and I can say that we've got at least 6-7 minimum explosion sounds reported to be heard in the city, in different parts of the city, western parts, the southern parts of the city. But still, we know that the state TV has confirmed the happening of these explosions. But when it comes to the cause, so far we haven't officially heard anything from Iranian sources. And right now, as I'm speaking to you, there are footages, there are pictures coming from different parts of the city, including Chitgar part, including a neighborhood in the western part of the capital. We see smokes coming out from certain parts of the city. That's obviously could not be an accident, as we are hearing reports coming from the Israeli side saying that they have announced an emergency situation, meaning that there is going to be a possibility, a very strong possibility for them to be involved. We heard the statements from the Israeli defense minister and also the Israeli radio saying that the army, the air forces are said to be involved in this situation, and we know that so far the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is currently chairing an extraordinary meeting of the cabinet and the security mini cabinet, and that means a sort of systematic initiation or a serious situation that we are experiencing right now in the Iranian capital. I cannot confirm whether these explosions mean that other parts of the country have been either attacked or not, but we have to also keep in mind that previously and over the past few weeks we heard Israelis with their strong rhetoric of a possibility of attack on Iran's nuclear facilities, and that could be there, but still we don't have any details on that. We don't have any specific confirmed information on that. We have to keep waiting for a couple of next minutes, if not hours, to see what's taking place. And last but not the least is the political context in which that is.
Yeah, let's Daniel Natahan is Zarabalonatu statement Hassam. Yeah, to target net nuclear facility in Iran, nuclear Nasar Hebulaman, Savage, they cut a building apartment while Hantialan, a teacher for Tinamo, can they submit them, can they belong while Hantical in the law? Should just Zone strike week as 6 export comes over in the Heberzalo, Admi come to Adim Nazwell Nahwat, Kutgabur Iran comes on at Felit Nine again Nablo, Ski Natanhun statement out Ilan or Anis Mayanai, Israel Maletu. Okay.
For as many days as it takes. Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years, Iran has produced enough highly enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. 9. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium.
بحاتيرو إيران تيوم أدالاتهم زلان النيكلر بتاعمة الدارولهم كم زلان أزيون أفراهم وخانون يوم زحبر زلو so technically it's a target I don't know to target Harimam no listen to target Harim Ariam okay.
And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a
stop the Zagarna Iran produce could a nuclear weapon okay. Okay.
Very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very
So أزي target هوات تاخد فلت أقول لكم إيران نيكولر كبعلا خد دالي بلان أنا بعد هندي نزي أيام زكالة خد زلوا ترامب نزي أيزبت أنيحو أنا يا نتاسك أما قانونتي ميدل إيست أمزار بزل إيران نيكولر بعلا خد دالي بلان like ترامب ون day and night نزي أيو نعسم معيل الزارب نر almost شدش جزء سيرج قبل نيرا شدش جزء خون أب عمر ركب جيرهم still gun productive هيكون أنا يسألت أنا ما عليهم.
Very survival. 80 years ago, the Jewish people were the victims of a Holocaust perpetrated by the Nazi regime. Today, the Jewish state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear Holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel...
Yeah. So Israel Nazia Golizia Fakadanya Konan Kadalwa. So does USA. Is it like so Lala nuclear Katadali Blan? Is it at a target?
Israel backs those words with action. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb. We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program. Last year, Iran fired 300 ballistic missiles at Israel. Each of these missiles carries a ton of explosives and threatens the lives of hundreds of people.
ላስት የር ከባቢ 300 ይኸውን መሳይል ከም ሰደድ ኩልና ንፈልጥ ኢና ድሮንስ ማለት እዩ ሕጂ እውን ክሰድድ እንዲያ እንታይ ዓይነት ከም ሰደድ ንፈልጥ ኢና ሕጂ ታርጌት ጌርናዮም ዘለና ግን እብሎም ኣሎ ነቲ ናይ ቦምብ ትገብ ፈጥረሉ ናይቲ ኒውክለር ፋሲሊቲ ትፈጥረሉ ነዝታት ሰዲድና ኣለና ሃሪምና ኣለና እዩ ዘሎ ኦኬ ሪዛልት
Soon those missiles could carry a nuclear payload threatening the lives.
So እቶም 360 ይኾኑ ድሮንስ ሰደድቶም ላስት የር እዚኦም ሱን ኣብ ዝቐልጠፈ ኒውክለር ቦምብ ተፃዒኖም ክመፁ ይኽእሉ እዮም ኦኬ ድሮንስ እዮም ነይሮም ኣብ ዝሓለፈ ግን ሕጂ ግን ኒውክለር ቦምብ ሒዞም ክመፁ ይኽእሉ እዮም ኦኬ if that way it is እዚኣ እታ መሰጅ እዚኣ ኣሕዋት በቃ ኒውክለር እንተ ንዓመት ድያ እንተ ወርሒ ድያ ኣብ ክንደይ ክወስደላ ይኽእል ክትሰርሕ ትኽእል ድልውቲ እያ እዚኣ እታ ዓላማ ኦኬ go ahead
Lives not of hundreds but of millions. Iran is gearing up to produce 10,000s of those ballistic missiles within 3 years. Now just imagine 10,000 tons of TNT landing on a country the size of New Jersey. This is an intolerable threat. It too must be stopped. Iran is now working on what it calls the new plan to destroy Israel. You see, the old plan failed. Iran and its proxies tried to encircle Israel with a ring of fire and to attack us with the horrible attack of October 7th. But the people of Israel, the soldiers of Israel, rose like lions to defend our country. We crushed Hamas, we devastated Hezbollah, we hit Iranian proxies in Syria and Yemen. And when Iran directly attacked us twice last year, we struck back inside Iran itself. Yet in defending ourselves, we also defend others. We defend our Arab neighbors. They too have suffered from Iran's campaign of chaos and carnage. Our actions against Iran's proxy Hezbollah led to the establishment of a new government in Lebanon and the collapse of Assad's murderous regime in Syria. The peoples of those two countries now have a chance for a different future, a better future. So too do the brave people of Iran, and I have a message for them. Our fight is not with you. Our fight is with the brutal dictatorship that has oppressed you for 46 years. I believe that the day of your liberation is near. And when that happens, the great friendship between our two ancient peoples will flourish once again. I want to assure the civilized world, we will not let the world's most dangerous regime.
All right, let me show you guys a card search. It's main target coin is a lot. Okay, here you go. This is the target. It's Natan's nuclear facility. Nazi it target. Should this on Saridam allo, Abzi Harim the Haraman at temporary close allo. It doesn't say any. This is the target mallet. Like nothing we say, but this is the target. See photo, more photos. Yeah, it doesn't have more photos. Well, we do a Google so that's okay. All right. So, تعلامة نزيعة. أبزي أني كلر كسرحهم، نكلر نحسرحهم. إذن 360 عام زمزة. Then next time كالو كوينا نكمزين. يا تعلامة. Let's go update كالو نعون دا سمعنا. جلس قرب سيرش خجبر سلزلني. Okay.
Get the world's most dangerous weapons. And Iran plans to give those weapons, nuclear weapons, to its terrorist proxies. That would make the nightmare of nuclear terrorism all too real. The increasing range of Iran's ballistic missiles would bring that nuclear nightmare to the cities of Europe and eventually to America. Remember, Iran calls Israel the small Satan. It calls America the great Satan. And this is why for decades, it's led millions in the chants of death to Israel and death to America. Today, Israel is responding to those genocidal calls with action and with a call of our own. Long live Israel and long live America. Our action will help make the world a much safer place. I want to thank President Trump for his leadership in confronting Iran's nuclear.
Yeah, look this what. Also, and I Trump when not the ex gain. Yeah, okay, son of God. This is a part of the drama to crash the globally market. Hopefully, yep, you're right. Globally market. Hopefully, the FOMC meeting will be saved the market by positive speech on June 18. I like it, son of good. Point. I love it. Good. So, بزي قاطعمي أحوات دام margins لكم ندحر عليهم make sure صباح market نايبخل ولا بخسارة خطوته بزي مالت not personal advice. Good. Margins لكم ندحر كونكم إذا خونتنا بيك مرحنا في الحرق جناس لزخوني ولا بخسارة خطوته فتنو مالت أنا نبعلي I'm gonna just exit tomorrow مالت ولا بخسارة. Yeah. ስለዚህ ማርጅን እንተልኩም ኣበይ ክመርሓና እዚ ሜቢ ናብ ሳልሳይ ኩናት ዓለም ክኸይድ ይኽእል እዩ ምክንያቱ ኣዝዩ ብብርቱዕ መንገዲ እዩ ዝመፅል ካብዚ ናይ ዝሓለፈ ፍልይ ዝበለ እዩ ዘሎ ስለዚ ሞስ ናይ ትራምፕ እውን ኢንቮልቭ ይገብር ኣሎ ካልእ እውን ኢንቮልቭ ክገብሩ እዮም ቅፅል ሆባ ይቅፅልን ተስፋ ንገብር ዘይክቕፅል ግን ቢ ሴፍ ነዞም ኣብ ማርኬት ዘለኹም ማለት እዩ ኣብዚኣ ከለኹ ምክንያቱ ኣዝ ኦፍ ናው እንተሪኢኹም ተስላ ኢዝ ቢግ ድሮፕ ኣሕዋት ኦልሞስት 2.75%. Nvidia is dropped almost 2%, and then Palantir is dropped to 16. And her inanab, let me stop sharing. معناته زي الصباح كخوني خليو especially قبل ما السند حر جيرا إيران كأس كم زي تقول كلنا نفلتينا Tesla is about 2.63%, and then Nvidia is como and then Palantir is como mostly أنا تكمل لنا عبيت كامبانيز بلا مالتي كريبتو نتريخمو Asia Asia كامباني كله دروب نهلكم almost all European كامباني كمان all drop the index crypto almost drop 5%. Gold should be high guys. Gold سلمنتاي gold مسيلكم هجي سبات كاب market واتيوم already in the horizontal tagatum koino na gold yum ko gold is always anti nai chem statue nai inflation in the koino gat imu kalun they mrug net kunatat in the geopolitics gat imu gold na khoid oil should be high too oil kaman high na lakum people are buying oils now haniyatu okay حزواتا تاميسر حوات من دحرا ميدل ايست كونتا تفطيرو بزح انفنتوري بزح ايتمز كاب ميدل ايست كمصايكل سلازي ابزي واحد انفنتور لو واحد انفنتور تلي برايس كوسخ دحر كاين دار ادرس واغاتات ناي شيرز كاوسخ مالتي simple نساعتها ترمى مالتي why gold up because of Iran's that's all so كله like you know oil مالتي sorry did I say gold oil gold ግን እቲ safe haven ክሳብ ዝኾነ ናይ investment مالتي I guess ይقልጥፍ ኣለኹ መስለን ነዞም ገሊኩም ዘይትፈልጡ ክትኮኑ ትኽእሉም ዛዕባ እዚ ግን this is how so በዚ ጋጣሚ ጽባሕ make sure ኩነታት ርኢና we have to pre-market 1.53 down drop ገይሩሎ feature ማለቲ S&P is 1.70 down ኮይኑሎ and Nasdaq is 1.87 down ኮይኑሎ. All right, let's find out again. نخدنا بنتشنهن
nuclear weapons program. He has made clear time and again that Iran cannot have a nuclear enrichment program. Today, it is clear that Iran is just buying for time. It refuses to agree to this basic requirement of peaceful nations. That is why we have no choice but to act, and act now. The hardest decision any leader has to make is to thwart a danger before it is fully materialized. Nearly a century ago, facing the Nazis, a generation of leaders failed to act in time. They were paralyzed by the horrors of World War I. They were determined to avoid war at all costs, and they got the worst war ever. They adopted a policy of appeasement. They closed their eyes and ears to all the warning signs. That failure to act resulted in World War II, the deadliest war in history. It claimed the lives of 60 million including 6 million Jews, a third of my people. After that war, the Jewish people and the Jewish state vowed never again. Well, never again is now. Today, Israel has shown that we have learned the lessons of history. When enemies vow to destroy you, believe them. When enemies...
So, yeah, well, you know, already سمعوت هلوهم زي like overall تحسب حزنا يسلز لنا أنا I know دي حيركم بزحات أتيكم اللهم تمليسكم في فيديو تسمعكم واي نزبل حتى تملسون إيران أو searching and dagger workers أنا حين أبزح بوتاتات كم زلوا إنا nuclear facility حوات look this حوات look it's أبستفعل عليه هجي شديش تيخون explode سلز جوارو أبزح كم زلوا إتنا nuclear site era spread across Iran spread يوم غيرهم so mostly أبستفعل عليه I don't know أنت عن target هريمة مالو أنت أم كسب الجزء خون حبريتها زوج إيران so أبزح يجن زلوا إتنا nuclear facility مالتي إيران look this
build weapons of mass death, stop them. As the Bible teaches us, when someone comes to kill you, rise and act first. This is exactly what Israel has done today. We have risen like lions to defend ourselves. Over 3,000 years ago, Moses gave the people of Israel a message that has steeled their resolve ever since. Be strong and courageous, he said. Today, our strong and courageous soldiers and people stand together to defend ourselves against those who seek our destruction. And by defending ourselves, we defend many others and we roll back a murderous tyranny. Generations from now, history will record that our generation stood its ground, acted in time, and secured our common future. May God bless Israel. May God bless the forces of civilization everywhere. Thank you. Moments ago, Israel launched Operation...
أملاك إسرائيل لحلكم نقول ولا إيران زل حزبون حزبي كل شعوات دازمين زي نقول نتي حما كي تكبر زي حسب بتعمي أملاك بعلي حلو. Iran defense officials said that the Iranian military general staff, including the Iranian chief of staff and senior nuclear scientists, were targeted in the Israel strike. There is increasing likelihood, that they will all eliminated. Oh my goodness, look this out. This is, did you see that? Most likelihood, according to Axion Maslani, who's the source? Axion. According Axion, 9 seconds. So according to Axion, the Israel defense official said that Iranian military general staff had include Iranian chief staff, general staff and chief staff and senior nuclear scientists, nuclear site were targeted. Some Celeste targeted comes by in the Israel strikes after Israel said there is increasing likelihood that they were all eliminated. Official says. All right, this is our point. I don't know. This is says in here. Eliminated comes off. Simple. Am I right? So, general staff and then chief of staff, senior nuclear scientists were targeted, but in Israel strike now there is increasing likelihood, like mostly that they were all eliminated. I think so. That video yeah. So that's what I said finally. So زيهم سلسة target نيرهم زيهم سلسة likelihood حوات حزوام ما يكون خيلي like most probably eliminated درجات أفي أم ويكات تدم سيسوم دعينته ويكات هاريما مالو. So حدش حبريتا تليو بنصر عند حرص أب هيبومنا هاتيا تقرنيا يكونن تقرنيا بايبل الله زم سلستي أمسي eliminate قرنا من يمزل له أتي تيمن سلازيس كل شيء عن تايت حدا سورس هبكات حدا سورس كوني خلي maybe زي كده تعامل تخلق أنا سورس نجار يا according كابزي أنا ريازل ناكس أكسين كابز قلت أزلو زم سلسة general staff IT Iranian military general staff include Iranian chief of staff like senior nuclear scientists were targeted زم سلسة targeted comes نبرو to nuclear sites مال scientists so نزبطها زم كل تسبات plus to nuclear site scientists كا the likelihood that they were all eliminated like likelihood not proof አይኮነን ግን most probably ጠፊኦም ወይ ከዓ ተደምሲሶም ከም ዝኾኑ እዮም ዝገልጽ ዘሎ ማለት እዩ smokes are rising from near the border between the northern Iran and Iraq following the strike by Israel okay Oh, look this out. Israel Air Force has reportedly begun a second wave of strike now against Iran. Kalai wave ka atgabra Allah Israel ahwat. Look this second wave. Kalai ka andagana ha تسدد Allah. Okay. Go should Israel try to chill out? No. Kalai won hijun تسدد Allah Israel ahwat. Israel again second. مجمرة should you say that kalai won hijun تسدد Allah. Oh, holy shit. 7 minutes ago. Okay. Additional footage claiming that show that the result of the Israeli strikes is tonight against the Natanz. Oh, look this! Ahwat, look this! There you go, we have one. No voice. Up to nuclear facility, Antabo post governor Abu Easy, up to nuclear facility in central Iran. There you go, Antabo in Abzia. Where you go, where you go, where you go, where you go. Let me back that. Google Map. ኣብቲ ዓንተቦ ዝረኣና እያ እዚኣ ኮይልና ኒክለር ናታንስ ኒክለር ፋሲሊቲ እዚኣ ኒክለር ፋሲሊቲ እያ ኣሕዋት ኣብኣ ከም ዝሃረሙ ኣብኡ ኣብቲ ከባቢ ኣብኡ ይቃፀል ከም ዘሎን ያ ናይ ሕብሩና ኣለዉ ማለት እዩ very damage look this additional footage claiming that showing that result of Israel strike tonight against Natanz nuclear facility in central Iran here you go this look this reporters that that in addition to Iran chief general staff in addition to general staff and Major General Mahmoud Baghdadi Israel also targeted the commander in chief of the IRGC Hossein Salami and then the commander of chief IRGC aerospace forces in tonight strike against the Owen up target allow but it doesn't say is in one hand okay to nuclear facility in Iowa look this smokes and flames supposedly seem coming from Iran oh holy shit yeah this is bad ahwat እንደገና ካላ አይውን ከም ትገብር ከም ዘላን ነግራትና like search and then risks that operations are underway across the Iranian capital of Tehran look this big damage my goodness እዚኣ ግን እዚኣ ክትሪእዋ ደስ ይብለኒ Iranian military general staff include Iranian chief of staff and a senior nuclear scientists were targeted in Israel strike them ሰለስተ ነገራት smokes እንደገና Israel Air Forces has reportedly like begun second wave ካልኣይ ግዜ እውን መጥቃዕቲ ከም ትገብር ከም ዘላ ነው okay I guess okay nothing we can say God bless Amlach Ba'ali Halwan the hizbi nothing we can say let me CNN Al Jazeera and okay all right guys thank you nothing we can say نبلو يبلنان أملاخ مستي أملاخ زرع يبلن كلكم حلكم ዝኾነ ህዝቢ ሰላማዊ ህዝቢ በቲ ዘለኹን በቲ ደስ በል damn it this is stupid yeah መጻወት ገረምና በቃ خلاص okay thank you guys very bad